Okay, so I am going to do a full face makeup. Um, just kind of go from start to finish. I just got out of the shower. I already have my face moisturized. I'll show you some of the products that I'm using, but I just want to say that I am kind of a cheapskate. If you've seen some of my other videos, I love cheap makeup, dollar store makeup, anything that's on the down low cheap because I'm not about to spend my whole paycheck at Sephora. Uh, don't get me wrong, I would, but sometimes you can get away with cheaper brands or the dirt cheap stuff from the dollar store, and it works just as good, I find at least. So I do have some products that are a little more expensive, but like I said, definitely not Sephora expensive. So as you can see, my hair has grown a lot this summer. If you watch some of my other videos and some of my hair pieces, I'm still really thin through this through the areas at the temples and stuff. It's a little bit better on this side, but it's my hair is still, baby fine and thin. A lot of breaking, a lot of damage. I did have an inch cut off the ends. I'll turn around so you can see the back. Even though this isn't a hair video, I'm still showing you my growth over the summer. So, and I just got out of the shower, like I said, so my hair is still a little damp. I did towel dry it and use some of this Marc Anthony curl lotion. What I like about this defining curl lotion is that it is free from sulfates. SLS, I'm not quite sure what SLS stands for. It's free from parabens and free from phthalates, if I'm saying that correctly. And it has silk protein and vitamin E, and it has some sort of humidity shield in it, which is awesome for today because it's rainy and nasty out here in Michigan right now. Typical October weather. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Okay, so on to the makeup stuff. So I'm going to do full face, but I have three types of faces. I have the face that I did in the last video where it's a quick get ready. Just use residual off your makeup brushes. Then I have a get ready like how I'm going to get ready right now, where it's a little bit more heavier, a little more dramatic for hanging out, visiting friends, family, yada, yada, yada. And then I have a going out for the night makeup routine. So today's just going to be kind of like an in-betweener of those two. So with that, I'll get started. So I already moisturize. My go-to moisturizer is always organic coconut oil. Always, always, always. I hate using store-bought creams. However, I will pick some up if I catch it on sale and I want to give it a try. I am willing. So I did pick up this Nutra Effects. So I stick with my coconut oil. And then I usually will use just a hair dab of this stuff. It actually says it's a nighttime serum, but I feel like the nighttime serums really help us older ladies who are starting to get some lines around our eyes, and I use this, tap it around my eyes. Now I already did that, so now I have extra. So I'm gonna move on to my foundation. So I've been using this Fit Me in the color 220 Natural Beige. This is what I've been using for foundation. Dewy Smooth. It's, like I said, it's a Fit Me color 220. And usually I go old school and use my fingers, but I do have a beauty blender that I use, and I use this when I go out. And because what I find with the beauty blender is it tends to give a thicker coverage. And you know, with the Beauty Blender, you just do the dab, 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 dab. So you're basically like beating your foundation into your skin until it's all smoothed out and all blended in.
Alright, and then so then after I do that with the Beauty Blender, of course I go with my fingers and I kind of go back around the edges of my face just to make sure that there are no lines. I think I got a mosquito bite right there. That's great. Now I'm gonna get E. Ugh, them dang mosquitoes. Okay, so all blended around. Alright, and then I use, like in my last video, I use my handy dandy little concealer that's all concave down in there. Use my brush, get some down in there, and I'm just going to put a little in the places that I want a little bit extra, but not too much because get that out. So fingers again. I'm a huge finger user here. Well, that didn't sound right, did it? I think that sounded right. These were the original blenders for makeup in the day, you know. Okay. I'm gonna do less talking. Some of these videos turn out so long for me. Okay, then I have two favorite powders. I got the cheaper one, which is the Wet n Wild pressed powder. It's the Photo Focus. This stuff, I love it. And I get this in the color Warm Light. It's 821E. Warm Light. Now, this is my ultimate favorite. I also like the good old-fashioned Airspun by Coty. It's an original formula. I mean, my mom used to use this back in the day. It's a loose formula and it has the big puffy in it. Now, I actually don't use the puffy. What I do is, so I'm going to go ahead and use this for this video, but like I said, these two are my favorites, and I just go back and forth, it seems like, whatever I'm feeling like for the day. So, but what I do is I tip it upside down in the cap and tap it until I get some product that's in the cap. Then I start with the big puff brush that I have, and I swirl it around in there, and after that brush, after I put that all on, I use this other brush and then just go over it a little bit and make sure that I don't have any loose particles on my face. Just kind of reblending after I puff, I reblend. Okay, now let's move on to my bronzer. I use a little bit of bronzer, and I use the Milani bronzer. It's kind of cheap. I think it's like $4.99. I broke my lid, so anyways, it has two different color bronzers. And I'm not parroted to either one. I don't select one over the other. I use my bronzer brush, and I basically just sweep over both of them. And just along here, a little bit of color. Maybe around the forehead, so down the neck. Don't forget your neck, because you're going to get that little area where you're like, ooh, nice and tan bronzer, and then a big old white neck. Okay. Now, so let's move on to eyes. I love eyeshadow, and I love the purples and the earth tones and the browns and stuff like that, because I really think they set out blue and green eyes, especially the purples. So I don't know if anybody still uses these, but back in the day, I was really good with these, and now I've transitioned into brushes. So let's see. I got this one too. So I actually have these few little palettes. You can see the ones that I use the most. I think I'll use this one instead. So anyways, start off with my brush, and I'm going to go ahead and do my main one I always do. So I give myself a full eye with that. Alright, and then I pick which one is going to be the darker. It's like your smoky eye or whatever. So I use a little fatter brush. I'm going to choose this one. This one's kind of like a little plum brown. So then I'm just going to go right here along my brow, not my brow bone, but my like eye bone right here. Just below my brow. Kind of get it in there a little bit. Out by the edge. Other side. Alright, and then I may sometimes even go in with a smaller little brush, an even darker color. Now this almost looks like it's black, but it's not. It's kind of like a burgundy charcoal gray. My lighting is not really picking it up very well. I'll really get into this crease area right here. Now, I've seen girls put tape underneath their eyes for your eyeshadow fallout. To each their own. I've never actually done that. And I know I look really ridiculous right now, but I promise it's going to come together. Because it does kind of look funny like this. Anyways, so then I actually move on to my eyebrows because you'll see what I'm talking about because I'm just going to kind of tie together. So I don't do a lot with my eyebrows. I know I say that every time I do makeup, but because my eyebrows just are there and I don't really feel like I need to do anything to them, but just give them a little more life and definition, I guess, is all I really am trying to achieve here. I mean, I don't want to go swimming or something or sweat and then it's like, where'd my eyebrow go? So I try to keep a light hand when it comes to this right here. But I do find that as I'm getting older, my eyebrows are getting a little more sparse on this side. And I don't really pluck my eyebrows unless it's like a couple of woolly stray hairs. And then, yeah, I'll pluck it. So, and then you always got the, see, this is the cheap one. I save one of my old ones. It's also cheap too, but I actually like this spoolie brush better. So I'm just going to brush it and then here's a school bus outside. There's something outside. And then of course I can use your toothbrush too. That used to be my favorite. Anyhow, okay. So then, this is my double-sided one. So then on the other side, I use a lighter, highlighter type. This is just an El Cheapio LA Colors $1 little highlighter palette. I use this one all up and now I'm transitioning into the other ones. But so then I'll just follow along my eyebrow bone. Now it looks really, 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 really funny, don't it? Looks like I put too much. Too much. Less is more. Less is more. Okay, so now I'm moving on to blush. I always use my Wet n Wild cheap little blush illuminating palette. So this has all the little colors of pink in it. And my lighting is so horrible. I'm trying to like work on this lighting. But as you can see, it is a pink. All the hues of pink with a couple little highlighters in it. So this is what I use to do my blush. So I sweep across all of them. Tap it. And I start on my apples and work my way up above where I had put that bronzer. Start on my apples and work my way up. Sweep it across the nose. Now here's where the eyes come in. So now I'm going to sweep it just past these highlighters. And this is how I blend my eyeshadow. Because I see some people when they do their smoky eye, then they go over their it with a fluffy brush and kind of blended it. But what I do is I utilize my blush technique to do that. So after I do my blush, then I go over my eyes and it fixes it. So, because remember, I was all like, I know this is looking pretty funny. So now it's all softened out. Remember, don't forget your neck. Just a little bit. Now, mind you, I'm not using anything real heavy because it seems like, oh, I'm going over my face over and over and over and over. But lightly, a light hand really works. So, let me go ahead and move on to eyeliner. So, the trick that I showed in my last video about utilizing your favorite eyeliner's tip. When it's empty, you can buy a cheaper eyeliner and use the cheaper eyeliner product and just use your favorite tip off your other eyeliner to get the product on there. So this is my favorite. This is not my favorite, but I'm using this liquid eyeliner to coat the tip of my favorite applicator. Here we go. This is the fun part. I'm gonna move up so that you don't have to look up my nose. Okay. You're still gonna look up my nose. Dang it. Try to do this. See, I want to be close. We can see what I'm doing, but not close to where you can count every hair on my nose. So the trick is to keep it as close to your eyelash line as you can. That's if you're doing this type of eyeliner, because I see some people who still use like a pencil and they rub it on their waterline up there. I can't do mine like that because I always feel like that if my eyes are watery or if they water or if I sneeze real hard, that makes it easier for your eyeliner to goop up in the corner of your eye. That's just how I feel for myself. Some people, it doesn't bother them. So mind you, like I said, this is kind of like an in-betweener. This is like if I was going to go visit family or go hang out for a little while or just do something where I wanted to have my makeup looking good. But if I was to go out for the night, I would probably, the same thing that I'm doing now, it would be the same thing except for you just go with a heavier hand. You go with a little extra foundation, you go with a little heavier blush, go with a little more smokier eye, a little more winged eyeliner, and then I would probably put some false eyelashes on also, but not today. I do really like to get the eyeliner for the shape of my eyes. I like to get the eyeliner as close as I can over here. Especially if I'm going out. I really like to just really outline my eye and then get that little swoop at the end. That's just how I like it. And sometimes, like if I'm going out, I may put a small little, this one I'll use a pencil. Like an eyeliner pencil. Maybe I'll do it just to show you. But I never use black. I know it sounds really funny, but usually if I do pencil eyeliner underneath my eye, now mind you, this is only like if I'm going out and I'm really doing it up. I use this purple eyeliner. I know, seems kind of weird, but you know. I use this purple eyeliner and then I just draw a little bit under my eyelash line down here. Just a little bit. It's more of a dramatic look, but like I said, this is usually what I may do sometimes if I'm going out, like say I'm having like a girls' night out, and we decide to really do it up and do our hair, get our hair pieces on, do our makeup up. Okay, so on to not talking as much, and we'll go on to this mascara. So a good old-fashioned Maybelline in the pink container from the 80s. I love it. It's got that little itty bitty brush where you can really get into them eyelashes. So I do 2 coats of mascara unless I'm wearing falsies. If I put falsies on, then I just use 1 coat of this just to blend my eyelashes in with the falsies. So, get this coat on this one. Oh, you can see my nose. Sorry, guys. Hopefully there's nothing in there. Can't see my brain. So my brain can tell me what I'm thinking. Anyhow, okay, so I put a coat of this on. Did I smudge it? I don't know. So while that coat is drying, before I put the second one on, if I really wanted to do my lips up, I do like to use a little bit of lip liner. So when you're using lip liner, I know some people go outside their lip line to try to make their lips bigger, but if you're using a darker than your own lip stuff, it doesn't look right. So I always try to stick with a lip liner that is close to my own lip color, and then you still really don't want to go outside your lip line, at least at like my age. I don't think that looks good on me, but you follow your lip line. I find if you stick real close to your lip line color, you almost really don't even have to. I mean, I may do something just to throw a little color on, a little extra color, but then I just go straight for some not chapstick, but you know, like a balm or something that gives it just a little bit of maybe gloss or something, because it's really don't need a lot. All right, and then like I said, last but not least, then I get this last coat of mascara, and then I go back to my Scandalous Eyes with a really big plumpy brush, and that's just gonna really thicken up what I just did. Oh crap. If you make a mistake, I'll show you what I do if I make a mistake. So, because I see I got some on my eyeball, or up into my, hate it when you blink, or like poke yourself in the eye and then you blink. Alright, so usually what I do is if I get a little up in there, I just use the concealer brush that I used, and I just kind of tap it where I made the mistake, or got smeared it, and it just starts to blend it right out and get rid of it. And then you can go back with your original thing, because remember, you have residual pigment on there, and you can just go back over it. If you have to, you may have to do your eyeliner again, but I'm not going to. Okay. And if I wouldn't have put the little bit of the purple under my eyes, I would just be done. Right now, I'm done. But because I put that little bit of purple on there, I'm going to go back to my pink real quick. My pink mascara. And just give me some in the corner. Because remember, this is I wouldn't normally do this on an everyday thing. I would do this going out. So, giving myself just a little extra oomph if I was going out. And that's it. So, I hope this video didn't bore you, but... And there, I screwed it up again. Yes, I messed it up again. Alright. Did I bore you all to death? Just barely under 20 minutes. Alright. Alright, guys. I've talked long enough. Thanks for hanging out, and I shall see you again. Have a good day.